Alright, so we back with another reaction video. This video will change the way you see gacha games. Let's see what they're talking about and if they can change the way I see gacha games, or if I already see it this way anyway. Before the video starts, we get it out the way. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe if you're new. I do have a shadow membership down below, and also let's try to get the goal of 2 new subscribers. Let's get to it and let's.
Gacha games are a dividing topic. Some people love them, some people hate them. Some argue that children are victims of the predatory practices, while the opposition is full of child predator. When a normal person hears about any gacha game, they immediately write it off as a garbage, grindy, low end.
One thing is for like that children are the people like the ones that get taken advantage of in gacha games. I'm gonna be honest, that's in every game. We have let's see, to be honest, I think every game has microtransactions, especially Fortnite. It's crazy, ain't it?
Effort, predatory, unfun, pay-to-win mobile game. And that saddens me, because that's just not true. It's not pay-to-win at all. Gacha games are often claimed to be pay-to-win by people who don't play gacha games. But as someone with years...
I don't think most gacha games are pay-to-win because... let's be real, at least the ones that I play don't even have arena, so you can't really pay to win that in the first place. But the ones that have arena, it's like, it's to a point. It depends on how the developer sets it up, right? Because if they set the game up in a way where the more money you spend, the more better your character is going to be, I mean, at that point, it's going to be pay to win, but you can still outbeat a whale. It's not like you can't outbeat a whale. It's going to just mean that you're going to have to work a lot more harder than what the whale is doing.
Years of experience in some of the most popular gacha games out there, like Genshin Impact, Fate Grand Order, Arknights, and Love Alive School
Never play Arknights, by the way.
Idol Festival, which I won't mention ever again because I like to pretend I never played that game. I can tell you that not only are gacha games not pay to win, they are actually pay to lose. A pay to win game can be defined as a game in which you pay to win. A real shocker, I know. A good example of a pay-to-win game is a game like FIFA, specifically FIFA Ultimate Team. In case you haven't noticed from my low IQ sounding accent, I am in fact European, meaning that I was practically born with a football in my hands and therefore have a lot of experience playing FIFA.
Yep.
Unfortunately, FIFA is a truly one-of-a-kind game where not only do you have to pay to play, but having a...
I have never, ever played this game.
Better team than your opponent gives you a significant advantage, meaning that you are incentivized to buy packs and spend more money, with some FIFA pros reportedly having spent over 27,000 real-life dollars, only for all of that to be entirely wasted when FIFA 69 comes out in stores near you. Gacha games are not paid to win, because you don't pay at all. Gacha games are all based on the free-to-play model, where you can play for free and there's an optional in-game shop where you can buy in-game currency, which in turn can be used to summon new and often better characters. Hold up, isn't that literally the same thing? I hear you say. Well, while you are technically correct, please don't forget that you are also technically retarded. FIFA is a pay-to-win game because it's a PvP game, meaning that you are rewarded for stealing your mom's credit card by being able to beat your opponent, while gacha games are more often than not PvE games.
Yeah, see, like I was saying earlier, like, since it is in a way of, oh yeah, is not a PvP, that means it's not pay to win, because you can't pay to win over a computer. That's not how it works, right? You just playing the game, you playing against enemies. Now the ones that do have PvP, 9 times out of 10, those gonna be pay to win because better characters come out. The way you get it is you get spend the money, but at the same time you can save up for the good characters. I say that PvP games, when it comes to gacha games, most of them are actually still pay to win, because they add all this extra stuff in, like costumes that have like stats that give you more stats, like, oh, you got 8% more crit rate, which is just enough that you'll be able to crit every time you hit. You know, I'm just saying, spend the money, spend the $20.
Meaning that gacha gamers, realistically speaking, are only capable of beating their meat to JPEGs of underage girls. Gacha games are PvE games, otherwise known as single-player games, meaning that if you can beat the story with the characters and currency you are given for free, then there is no real incentive to spend money at all. Can something really be pay to win when victory is almost guaranteed? Genshin Impact is an incredibly easy game, to the point that you can easily complete the entire story without touching the gacha system at all. The only somewhat challenging aspect of the game being the Spiral Abyss, which is a completely optional mode. Since there is a time limit, the Abyss definitely feels more like a DPS check than a skill check, which is why it may feel like it incentivizes spending money on the game. But given the
yeah, that's all it is. Plus, also the way they make the Spiral Abyss feel like you got to spend money on the game is that they add certain stuff into the Spiral Abyss that ties to the new character that's on the banner right now, so that way you feel like, oh my gosh, I can't really beat this Abyss the way I want to beat it. I gotta go get the new character to actually be good at the Abyss, even though you really don't. They just, like, every game does this, by the way. Like in ZZZ they do the same thing, in Honkai Star Rail they do the same thing. Not Wuthering Waves, but every Hoyoverse game does this. Like if you go to Honkai Star Rail, you go to the MOC, you will see that it's literally saying, hey, look where you can beat this MOC really quickly, really good with the new character that's on the banner. It literally tells you this, to be honest. Not actually literal, but you can see like, oh, if it's a break unit that breaks 5 characters and then it does an odd, oh, break alts goes up by 50%, and oh, guess who's on the banner? A break alt character. And that's a surprise.
That the 3 strongest characters in the game are easily available 4 stars, and you are almost guaranteed to get at least 1 new 5 star every 75 pulls or so. The Abyss shouldn't pose much of a problem at all. You just need to understand the fundamentals of the game, like team building and artifacts, and rotation, and animation, and damage formula, and energy product reaction. Arknights is definitely a more challenging game. It's a tower defense game where every obtainable character has a unique playstyle and abilities. The game can almost feel like a puzzle sometimes, where not having been given the correct puzzle pieces can definitely make it more challenging. Not having either Surtur or...
Guys, let me know down in the description below. Should I play Arknight? Should I really just say forget it and play Arknights? Because it looks fun enough. I don't really play tower defense games, but this one actually looks pretty decent.
Thorns can make the game harder to beat, but it's definitely not impossible. You just have to think outside the box sometimes. Maybe try rearranging your units, perhaps give different units a shot, or try looking it up on the internet. This guy on YouTube called Kyostin makes easy to follow guides on how to beat every stage with mostly 4-star characters. You can take inspiration from him, or outright copy the entire strat like the rest of us. Some people even clear the extreme difficulty optional stages with 4 stars only. So what's stopping you from beating the normal stages? Other than your single-digit IQ, or your surplus of chromosomes. Or Vagrant Order is somehow simultaneously the easiest and the hardest game of the 3. Gameplay wise, FGO is definitely one of the games ever made. It somehow manages to combine extreme difficulty with the worst gacha rates of all time and extreme reliance on RNG, making FGO at times genuinely difficult. One could even say that FGO is kind of like the Dark Souls of gacha games, is what I would say if there wasn't a literal press to win button that revives your entire party and gives them all 100% NP charge. Like, why? The only drawback being that it has a cooldown of 3 days, but given that the amount of truly challenging stages are rather far and few between, the cooldown really isn't a big deal at all. Gacha games are not pay to win. At best, they are pay to win slightly faster, and at their worst, they are pay to win with 10% brain usage.
I would say the way gacha games are, it's not pay to win, it's pay to clear quickly. I mean, just like you said, it's pay to clear quickly. That's basically what it is. Because if you get the new character or you get this better character, you can clear the stages probably a little bit faster than what you were at first, or a lot faster depending on the character. Okay, like when Rider Shogun came out, I'm pretty sure people was just murking things with the sword left and right, just kept going. I know I was. Everything was going down at that point.
And while making the game easier may be fun to some people, I can guarantee that for the vast majority of people, spending money makes the game less enjoyable, therefore making gacha games pay to lose. Hear me out. A gacha game can't be a pay-to-win game, because most gacha games at their core are barely even games. 90% of the time you are doing nothing but mindless farming, which in the case of Arknights can be done through autoplay. This isn't even gameplay anymore. Whether it be gacha currency or level up materials, gacha games are fundamentally about resource management and planning. Which characters should you spend your currency on? Do I prioritize waifu or meta? Which characters will allow me to clear the game and which characters will make my PP hard? But also, which materials do I farm? Or which characters should I build? And in which order? There are no definitive answers to any of these questions. Your answer may vary depending on your preferred playstyle, your progress through the game, or the state of your account. Examples being, what other characters do you have to synergize with? Do you have a good weapon or craft essence to equip? Or do you already own a character that fulfills a similar role? All of these questions lead to everyone making different decisions and progressing through the game in a way that is specific to them only. No two accounts are the same, and being forced to make difficult decisions makes your account truly feel like it's yours. In a way, gacha games play like a massive roguelike, where the resources given or not given to you massively change the way you have to approach the game, resulting in a completely different experience for everyone, which creates this amazing sense of community. People understandably want to know which choice will be the best before making rash decisions, and want to know what choices other people have made. A trend like Genshin characters me and my friends own should be a completely uninteresting video. Who the fuck are you and why should I care? Yet these videos are enjoyed by many people. People want to know what choices the people around them have made. Ask two friends that play the same gacha game which characters the others own, and I'm sure they could give you a detailed description of their entire account.
That is actually pretty true. Like me and some of the friends and people that I know that play, let's say like Genshin or Honkai Star World, like, well, yeah, I own this character. And they're like, oh yeah, well, I own this character. Oh, we both got this character. Yeah, we know why. Like it's OP, but it's usually that is literally how it works. Maybe I should make a video like that. Actually, I gotta get my friends to give me their account.
Geo was the most tweeted about game in 2017, 18, 19, and the runner-up in 2020, with Genshin Impact taking the crown in 2021. And this is no coincidence. Gacha games are unrivaled in terms of forming a sense of community, to the point that an old, ugly-looking single-player sprite RPG visual novel was more talked about than Fortnite in its prime. But the moment you decide to bust out a credit card, you lose all of this. No decision holds any weight anymore. Managing your resources is unnecessary when you have infinite energy. Any form of strategy can be thrown out the window when you can brute force everything. And what is left? An endless grind of farming. Is this really what you wanted? Gacha games are not pay to win. They are pay to win slightly faster. Yes, spending money does make you win easier, but you lose out on so much more. You lose the enjoyment, you lose the sense of community, you lose the sense of pride or accomplishment, but most importantly, you lose a shit ton of money. Like, what the fuck are you doing? The goal of a game is not always to win. It's about having fun. Someone who has never failed doesn't know what it's like to finally succeed. Someone who has never been disappointed doesn't know how satisfying it can be. And someone with...
Bruh, you know how good it feels when, like, you're going against this thing, you're losing over and over and over again, and then you decide, you're like, know what, maybe my team isn't right. You go there, you level up this one character, or maybe two. You level up one of the gears, you change one of the gears out, or you change one of the light cones, and level up the light cones, something like that, right? And then you go back in, you fight it again, and then you is able to clear it with this much left, like this much of, like, you almost got murked again. Bro, that is one of the best feelings you can ever feel in any game. That is way better feeling than just running clear. Like, oh, my bad, guys. I'm sorry, but I love that kind of feeling, man.
Infinite chances doesn't know the feeling of finally beating the odds. Hidetaka Miyazaki, the creator of Dark Souls being kind of like the Dark Souls of video games, once said that his games are about accomplishment by overcoming tremendous odds. He says, "We don't try to force difficulty or make things hard for the sake of it. We want players to use their cunning, study the game, memorize what's happening, and learn from their mistakes. There is nothing more satisfying than overcoming great challenges. Yes, it may suck to try again, but it's all worth it in the end, because there is no greater elation than overcoming great adversity with nothing more than your own skill and determination. Paying for gacha games is like playing Dark Souls on easy mode, and nobody would want to do that. Right? Speaking of Dark Souls, Yo, if you're watching this video as it comes out, then I'll be playing Elden Ring about 13 hours from now. I'll go live here on YouTube and on Twitch at around 12 PM Central European time. I might just decide to stream the entire weekend since I'll be playing anyway, but I haven't decided yet. Anyway, if you have nothing better to do, come say hi. A very special thanks to my patrons for supporting me, even though I don't upload very often. And yeah, that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you tomorrow.
Okay. Where my Patreon's at? No, it's fine. I get that. To be honest, I liked the video. The video was actually pretty good. This video was changed. I mean, it changed. It didn't change it for me because I basically already knew all this stuff anyway. Because I play Gacha games, so obviously. But mainly, I mean, most stuff he said is right. I'm gonna be honest. Like, Gacha games are manipulative. I mean, that's obvious. Every Gacha game is manipulative. I don't understand why any wouldn't be. But then also it's like, obviously it's not pay to win because you can't pay to win in a free to play game. I hate when people say this because they be like, oh, you, well, if you spend this much in the game in the Genshin Impact, that means you're pay to win. That's not pay to win. That's not pay to win. Genshin doesn't have PvP. I'm not going out here going to other worlds and murking people over and over again because I got riding a Shogun at E6, which I don't remember at E6. Let me correct that real quick. But if I had her E6 just going down, like, no, that's not how it works. That's not how pay to win works. Pay to win works when you pay to win against another player. That's how it works. Not against the computer. That's not pay to win. That's, to be honest, I call it pay to clear. Like, yes, you can pay to clear in Genshin, but you can't pay to win. That's how I see it. But anyway, other than that, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe if you're new. You should pay to win to be in my heart, I guess. I don't know. Just like, subscribe. Total video ton the channel membership down below if you can afford that. I see y'all guys in the next video. I am out of here.